Get ready to erupt into Primal Rage. But be warned, these guys don't just kick butt, they slam it, crush it, and trash it. And now they're even bigger. 4 tasty follower figures take a bite out of their killer appetites. Now even more rage is in your hands with Primal Rage and Super Rage action figures from Playmates.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my childhood favorites, this Vertigo figure from the game Primal Rage. This was pretty much the mascot of the video game. It's a snake-like dinosaur that he used to whoosh, whoosh, strike with his head. Primal Rage was kind of like a Mortal Kombat video game, but it was based on dinosaurs fighting to rule the new Earth. His tail here was actually like a stinger whip tail that he would actually attack with. Now you can't do much with this one. I always thought it would have been kind of cool if they would have made this tail like a bendy tail. If they would have just made it one of those rubberized, bendable, so you could pose in different ways. But they didn't. They just made it like this straight up plastic rubbery, and it's supposed to be like he's striking with the tail, you know. But anyway, actually she is. I'm sorry, I forgot. She is a female. Her name is Vertigo, and she was one of the main characters of the video game, the one that really always kind of advertised the whole video game, and one of the really cool characters to play. She could do some pretty cool things like disappear and reappear. She was lightning quick and had an awesome, like I said, striking attack, and all around just a pretty cool character and kind of fun to play with. This was always kind of my favorite figure. You know what, I've had this since I was a kid. This was one of my favorite toys. I used to always, me and my friends used to always build what we would call the Vertigo Swamp, and she would be in there and she would attack like the G.I. Joes, and we would just make this whole thing out of it, which was always kind of cool. And then, so she was always one of my favorite figures. I have no idea who actually made these toys. I didn't do any research on this video before I made it. I just had this figure laying around for a long time. I've had it since I was about probably maybe 8 or 9 years old, and I've always taken good care of her because she has always been one of my favorites. I love this skull pattern on the back here. She's got like one of those cobra hoods, and she's got this wicked looking skull on the back here. And you can tell she's pretty cartoonish looking. They definitely made her attractive to little kids. She's not as scary as I think that they could probably make her look if they were to remake her today. You know, just putting this out there, NECA. If you're watching this video, or if anybody happens to get this idea, NECA, it'd be pretty cool if you guys were to make some Primal Rage figures. I wouldn't hate you for it. But anyway, so this is pretty cool for what it is. For the time that it was made, these were really great figures. They made figures of all the characters in the game. If I remember right, she also did like a poisonous venom spit, and I think that's why they gave her the action feature that they did. Her action feature, and that's why I have this glass of water here, is if we take and we put her head underwater and we squeeze her belly, she'll fill up with water. She should. And then let's see if she still does it. Oh, I don't think I got enough water in there. Let's try again. I'm gonna give her a bellyache, squeezing on her belly so hard, but I want to make sure she fills up with water. Okay, and then, oh yeah, still got that venom spit, looking pretty cool. Let's see if I can get her to do it one more time. So yeah, she's still, you can see, if you can see it, I don't know if you can or not, but she spits water pretty far, quite a distance actually. It looks like she got a good little spit range right there. So that was the action feature that they gave to her. All these figures kind of had like a different action feature. They had all, like I said, all the characters from the video game, which was like a raptor that they had crowned named Talon. They had like a couple of T-Rexes named Diablo and Saran. Saran? Yeah, I think it was Saran. Saren maybe? Saran? Saren? I'm not really sure how you would pronounce it. We always called it Saran. That's what I remember calling him my whole life. Saran and Diablo, I think, were brothers. Then you had a couple of gorillas, Blizzard and Chaos. I remember Chaos was this disgusting green and brown gorilla that one of his attacks was he would actually like do a handstand and fart at you, and this poisonous like cloud would come towards you. It was pretty crazy. And then another one of my favorite characters was Armagon, and the figure had like a shooting spike tail because he could shoot spikes in the video game. I think that's all the characters that were in the original one, and then I guess they were planning a sequel that never came to. They actually did end up making figures for the sequel, but I don't think that sequel ever ended up being released. I did some research on that recently, and I was like, oh man, if there's like a Primal Rage 2 out there, I want to play it. And I'm not sure if it hit arcades or not. It never came to any home game systems. It might have hit the arcade, but I don't even know if it made it that far. It might have just been a planned release that just never happened. But the figures did end up happening, and they had some pretty cool ones there too. They had like a T-Rex that was all boned out. I don't know what his name was, but he had some pretty cool looking like bone armor that he was wearing, and then they had like a saber tooth also that was pretty cool. So you know, it was one of my favorite video games. I remember my parents rented it for me one weekend from I think Blockbuster back in the day when that was a thing, when we used to go and rent video games as kids on the weekend for the Super Nintendo system. I remember my parents rented this game for me. I never heard of it. I just saw it and thought, hey, dinosaur fighting game, sounds cool, let's check that out. So ended up getting it for the weekend, loved it so much, they ended up buying me the video game. Then I ended up collecting the figures when they came out, and as they say, the rest is history. So anyway guys, just want to say thank you for watching. As always, we'll see you in the next one. I hope you like my review of this Vertigo figure. If you guys know the game, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I hope this brought back some good memories for you guys. I know it did for me. And as always guys, we'll see you in the next one. Oh no, Vertigo's attacking! Oh, and guys, I just wanted to point out real quick, these awesome little like crabby claws that she has, just two little fingers, just, you know. So that's also kind of a cool feature on this Vertigo figure. Anyway guys, we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.